Hello, thank you for tuning into my channel. Today we're going to be learning how to cut strips for a border for your quilt. So if you want to know how to make a border like this, please stay tuned. Let's get started. First, the things that you're going to need for your materials: your rotary cutting mat, your 6 by 24 inch ruler, and your 15-inch square ruler. And you'll also need your rotary cutter. Okay, if you saw my cutting video for cutting the jerseys, these are the same materials, and so when you're quilting you'll need a rotary cutter and your rulers for just about every project that you do. Before we start cutting, I want to show you how far we've gotten on the quilt. I'll show you a little bit of it. Alright, and you've seen already where I stitched the body of the quilt together. I've also added a money border, which is right here. And so in addition to doing this border, I'm actually going to do a black border all around it. If I spread the whole thing out, you would see the money border at the top, and it's at the very bottom, right there. And so I'm going to add 2 black borders on the sides, and then 1 on the top and bottom. So I'm just going to throw this to the side and get my fabric out. I went to the fabric store and bought just some plain black fabric. It has a design on the inside, but I'm just going to be cutting with the underside facing out, the wrong side, so to speak. Okay, so we're just going to set this up and give it a cut. I also like to use a drawing when I'm designing quilts and working with them, so I'll show you a little bit of my drawing. Well, I'll just attach a picture at the end so you'll kind of know what we're working with. Okay, so in order to prepare your fabric, I've already washed this in warm water in the washing machine and dried it and pressed it so it's nice and crease free. So the first thing you do is you're going to hold it up. I have it folded in half with the selvage edges together. The selvage edges are the nice finished edges, as opposed to the rough edges where they cut. So the selvage edges show the width, and then they cut it at the fabric store. They cut it the length that I wanted it. So that's why those edges look a little weird. So I'm going to hold the selvage edges together, and I'm going to just hold it up so that there's not any folds in the fabric. Okay, that way my strips won't be warped when I get ready to cut. And so it's the same on the other side. No weird folds or weird places. Okay, and so I'm going to lay it down with the folds out. And I'm going to fold the bottom up because that'll help my, when it's time to cut with my ruler, I don't have as far to cut. Okay, so I'm just going to line that up, line the bottom edge up with the top edge. Alright, and just check it all the way down. Okay, as far down as you can go. I don't need to go that far on this one because I'm going to make small strips, and so I don't need that much fabric. But I'll be cutting all of the strips that I'm going to use for my border, and I may off camera cut the strips for the binding, but that may be a little bit later. Okay, so I just found my drawing. So here it is. I don't know how well you can see that because it is in pencil, but I have my quilt kind of laid out. This was the part that I had already done, and then I put the border in dotted lines on the outside just so I could see the measuring. Okay, and I also have, this is the quilt before, and next time I'll measure more properly so that I don't have to put borders on. Okay, so there it is, and if you need to see it up close, just leave a comment and I'll post a picture of it for you. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is, just like on my cutting video for the jerseys, I'm going to find a nice straight edge for for my quilt to fall. And so since I am left-handed, I'm going to place the rulers so that I'm making my cut with my left hand and holding the ruler with my right hand. So I'm going to take this and just line up one of these bright yellow lines with the bottom of the quilt close to the edge, maybe about a 1/2 inch from the edge. Okay, and then I'm going to take my 6x24 ruler, and I feel bad because I'm going to be making these cuts righty, and I turned it the wrong way, and that happens to me a lot. I hope it doesn't happen to you. I just misplaced the directions of where I would be cutting. Actually, it doesn't matter. I'm going to still cut it lefty. All right, so I just took I have the straight edge here, and I'm going to, the straight edge is here on my left, and so I'm just going to cut it, that little piece off, and that's going to leave a smooth edge to start my cuts with. Okay? Now I really feel the need to turn it over, which is probably not the best thing, but I'm just going to do it. It'll be all right. Okay. And I've already measured my my quilt to see how many strips I'm going to need, and I'm going to need 4 strips that are 3 inches wide. So that's what I'll be cutting. I'll be cutting 3-inch wide strips, and then I'll have to cut some 5-inch wide strips for the other part, and then I'll cut for the binding. Okay, so it's listed here at the bottom. I will do a video about how to figure out how much fabric you need, but this is where I've already listed how much I needed. So I'm going to make 4 3-inch cuts, and I'm just going to do that with my 6x24 ruler. I'm going to find the 3-inch mark here, which is about halfway across since it's 6 inches. Okay, and I'm going to place that at the edge, line it up nice and smoothly, make sure it's all nice, and then make one cut for a 3-inch strip. Okay, there's 1 strip, and I have to make 3 more. Okay, and 2 more. Just lining up the edge very carefully and cutting. And last one. And okay, so now I'm going to prepare these so that they can be sewn on as a border. When you get about halfway across your cutting mat, you may want to stop and just refold your fabric just to make sure that you don't warp any of your sashes. This seems to be okay. Okay, let me check both sides. No weird parts. And then I just fold it over, and I'll get ready to cut again in just a minute. Okay, so that's it for today. And of course, when you get to this point, you may want to, like for this one, I will need to do another little straight edge cut. So just follow the steps. If you have any questions, please leave them below. Remember to thumbs up, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.